Folks, major breaking news on the Trump verdict out of the rotten apple. A New York Supreme Court has just notified, or the New York Supreme Court has just notified Judge Juan Merchan that someone identifying themselves as the cousin of one of the jurors posted to the court's Facebook page that Trump was going to be found guilty. This happened one day before the verdict was announced.
Howdy, brothers and sisters. This is T-Pain USA, and welcome to a breaking news alert of the Really American T-Cast. Before we get started, would you like and subscribe our channel before you get swept away in this tsunami of truth? So here's what we know. Late Friday evening, the Supreme Court of New York notified Judge Juan Merchan that a Facebook post existed of a feller claiming to be a cousin of one of the jurors. And according to this post, he knew a day before the verdict, pretty much like 2/3 of America did, that Trump would be found guilty. Now for MAGA, the fact that this was posted on the internet gave it extra special credibility because nobody goes on the internet and says anything unless it's true, right? And naturally, only a bunch of idiots would go on TV and issue a breaking news bulletin without verifying this amazing claim's veracity, right? Right?
We're working to verify all this information and what it means about Trump's case.
Well, since Trump's guilty verdicts landed like a bag of wet cement last week, MAGA's been panicking as they watch Trump's electability go down faster than a rat down a drain pipe. And as a result, the MAGA propaganda machine employed their usual fire, ready, and aim approach.
President Trump, apparently a juror, alerted a relative, his cousin, about the verdict a day before the verdict was delivered. And then that cousin of the juror posted on Facebook that Trump was going to be found guilty. It's unclear as to how this could possibly impact the ongoing legal proceedings.
It's unclear how this could impact the legal proceedings. So please tell us exactly, without any research, due diligence, or that silly thing called evidence, exactly how this will affect the legal proceedings.
What do you think about this? Is this a big deal?
Lydia, this is a huge deal. I've been saying this from the beginning. This was a rigged trial from the beginning, and now we're going to see it was rigged all the way to the end. We need more information about this juror to make sure that there is a relationship, or if this was just some random troll on the internet. I would tend to believe this is not random. There is a relationship. That judge would not have sent notice to Todd Blanche, former President Trump's attorney, if there wasn't more evidence or something that was troubling. This needs to be a mistrial immediately.
So without any research, zero evidence, and based entirely on an unverified random post on the internet, MAGA is ready to cut Trump loose and send Judge Merchan and the entire New York jury pool to Gitmo just for safe measure. So let's see what else this president of the Morticia Adams fan club has to say, shall we?
This judge is now going to be on the hook, and every single person is going to be watching, because we know in jury instructions you're supposed to be very particular about the evidence that you're talking about, and that stays within the jury room.
Wow, that's incredible.
Now, did you notice what that talking head lady said right there at the end? Let's listen to it again.
Wow, that's incredible.
That's incredible. Folks, we don't even pay attention to the words we use anymore. Now, what is the definition of incredible? Well, according to the dictionary, it means impossible to believe, extraordinary. So pay close attention to this. This may be the only truthful thing Newsmax has said in weeks. Now, suffice it to say, MAGA was beside itself for this magnificent epiphany. It seems their plump messiah was going to go free and skate to victory in November. So T-Pain thought of a way to describe just how jubilant MAGA must have felt for those few fleeting moments Friday night. And then it hit him.
Whole damn state's going AP.
And MAGA went AP indeed. So let's watch together the outpouring of stupidity as MAGA rushes to judgment on the heels of this bombastic bombshell, shall we? Well, naturally, Marjorie Trader Queen, who you can set your watch by where it's always 1865, she was the first one out of the gate, saying the fix was in from the beginning. It was a sham trial, and the guilty verdict came from the deep state and the big guy. And then old Benny Johnson had to jump in and shout from the mountaintops, mistrial imminent. And then Greta Van Susteren says, this is big trouble. And then Seb Gorka, the old dragon of Budapest himself, was so overcome with emotion, he had to pull his V6 Performance Mustang over to the curb and whimper between crying fits that the guilty verdict was pre-cooked. And in a true case of the visually impaired leading the blind, the GOP rep from Georgia, Mike Collins, honored Trump fart smeller Todd Stearns' lucid conclusion that Trump was about to be a free man. So, once again, in conclusion,
Whole damn state's going apey.
so who exactly is this random poster that will deliver MAGA their salvation? Surely he's a pillar of the community whose words carry such weight that only a strapping specimen of masculinity like Trump can lift him, right? Well, it turns out this fellow's name is Michael Anderson. So let's see what old Michael Anderson has to say about himself, shall we? T-Pain's going to be straight with you. T-Pain don't like to cuss. And there's some few words we're going to run into. Old Michael Anderson here says, "Take it easy. I'm a professional poop poster." Definition: in internet culture, poop posting or trash posting is the act of an online forum or social media page to post content that is of aggressively, ironically, and trollishly poor quality. Well, there you have it, folks. This man, by his own proclamation, is a poop poster. As unfair as it might seem, if MAGAs had just spent 10 seconds reading some of Michael Anderson's other posts, not only would they have discovered his self-penned confession, they would have also found this. Seems Michael got into a little row with another fella that accused his cousin of committing a crime. So Michael countered with the news that he and his cousin are now married. Normal folks like us, we'd have just rolled our eyes and laughed and moved on, and that would have been the end of it. But MAGA seemed even more pulled into the story because nothing rings more MAGA than cousin marriage. Sadly, the highest authority on cousin marriage was not available for comment. So in closing, T-Pain's got a little bonus for you. Here's a sampling of Michael Anderson's taste in social media content. Don't you know in your heart, the moment MAGA saw this, they knew they were in the virtual company of a kindred spirit. Check this out. T-Pain, eh?